How do I use Itertools.Groupby? I haven't been able to find an understandable explanation of how to actually use Python's Itertools.Groupby function. What I'm trying to do is this. Take a list, in this case, the children of an objectified LXML element. Divide it into groups based on some criteria. Then later iterate over each of these groups separately. I've reviewed the documentation, but I've had trouble trying to apply them beyond a simple list of numbers. So, how do I use of Itertools.Groupby? Is there another technique I should be using? Pointers to good, prerequisite, reading would also be appreciated.
The example on the Python docs is quite straightforward. So in your case, data is a list of nodes, keyfunc is where the logic of your criteria function goes, and then Groupby groups the data. You must be careful to sort the data by the criteria before you call Groupby, or it won't work. Groupby method actually just iterates through a list, and whenever the key changes it creates a new group.
Important note, you may have to sort your data first. The part 1 didn't get is that in the example construction. K is the current grouping key, and G is an iterator that you can use to iterate over the group defined by that grouping key. In other words, the Groupby iterator itself returns iterators. Here's an example of that, using clearer variable names. This will give you the output. A bear is an animal. A duck is an animal. A cactus is a plant. A speedboat is a vehicle. A school bus is a vehicle. In this example, things is a list of tuples where the first item in each tuple is the group the second item belongs to. The Groupby function takes 2 arguments, 1, the data to group, and 2, the function to group it with. Here, lambda x column x, 0, tells Groupby to use the first item in each tuple as the grouping key. In the above for statement, Groupby returns 3, key, group iterator, pairs, once for each unique key. You can use the returned iterator to iterate over each individual item in that group. Here's a slightly different example with the same data, using a list comprehension. This will give you the output. Animals, bear and duck. Plants, cactus. Vehicles, speedboat and school bus.
A neato trick with Groupby is to run length encoding in one line. We'll give you a list of 2 tuples where the first element is the char and the second is the number of repetitions. Edit. Note that this is what separates Itertools.Groupby from the SQL group by semantics. Itertools doesn't, and in general can't, sort the iterator in advance, so groups with the same key aren't merged.
Another example results in. Note that igroup is an iterator, a subiterator as the documentation calls it. This is useful for chunking a generator. Another example of Groupby, when the keys are not sorted. In the following example, items in XX are grouped by values in YY. In this case, one set of zeros is output first, followed by a set of ones, followed again by a set of zeros. Produces.
Do you want to support the channel? Please consider liking and subscribing.